Hey everybody, this is a tutorial for the Jack-in-the-Box hat that I made, and a hat that is inspired by Jack-in-the-Box from JHopes. Yep, I have been asked for a tutorial, so I'm going to give it to you. I am going to use white wool because I went away and bought the black wool and didn't actually realize that you guys aren't going to actually see it properly. So there is the hat, and it's kind of folded now in a way, but you guys will be able to follow the tutorial anyway for it. So yeah, that is what it's going to look like. There is a folded down piece, but I put it up. This part is going to be ridged, so you don't need to worry about it. That's the way that's supposed to be. It's backwards. But yeah, there is ridging, and I'll show you how to do the ridging. And then all the rest of it is the same. So even if you're a beginner or intermediate, whichever, you guys can follow along with this. So what I am using, and I've everything wrote down as well, so I don't forget anything. I have just, there we go. So I'm using an 8 for this because it's thick wool. Also the, where is the thingy? That is, it's New Fashion Super Chunky by Woolcraft. The shade is 200, which is the white one, but you guys, the black one, here, it's 205, and yeah, 100 grams. I always buy, or if I was making a hat like this, I usually buy three of these. Mainly, almost 2 of them would make up the majority of the hat. Usually I get a third one to or what like I used to do, if I'm putting, or like I do, I'm putting ears on it. The 2 would do this piece and do this piece, and I would usually attach another piece of wool for over here at the same time I'm doing the first one, because it makes it easier for me. So if I was doing the first row, I'd be doing the first row on both of them at the same time. It just makes it easier. Yeah, it makes it easier for me. If you guys do whatever you want to do, if you want to do the first one and then do the second one, it just saves a lot of time if you do both of them at the same time. So you're doing the exact same stitches, same across. So you're doing the first one, the second row, the third row, all at the same time, so you're not getting confused or having to go back along the video and get all the information again to do the second one. So that's what I usually do. So that's the black wool that you want, and you want 3 of them. I will do it in white so you guys can see it. I'm hoping that this tutorial comes out okay because I'm using my phone. Ooh, another thing. Also, you don't have to use the stitching or the amount of stitches or loops that I use in this tutorial. The hat, this is a total of 47 stitches. So, and it's nice and big, it's kind of snug. So if you guys don't have to go along with the stitches. So what I usually do is I get a piece of string and measure your head. So that'll be the length of mine, literally the length of the board, and then do the stitches up along. Yeah, roughly maybe 1 or 2 extra and yeah, do the stitches. So that should come to at least about, I know I did mine 47, so that could be about 45 stitches. So yeah, and also in this tutorial I'm going to separate. I'm going to do the main base of the hat first, and then I will do the ears in another video, because I'm going to do more than one set of ears. So I'll do, obviously the main ears I'll be doing is the Jack-in-the-Box ears, and then I'll be uploading like other ones, like Mickey Mouse ears, cat ears, which is actually quite easy, dog ears, rabbit ears, bear ears, excuse me. So I'll be doing all of those. Yes, is there anything else I need to say? So the base of the hat will be done, and you won't have to change the base of the hat. So I will be doing all of the instructions for all of the rest of the ears, so you don't have to change the base of the hat. So I know some of them are like attachment ears, and I won't be doing attachment ears. I'll want to do tutorials on ears that you just continue up from the base of the hat. So that's going to take a bit of time, but I will get there. So I have all of the, this is for the base of the hat, and then there is for the ear toppers, or the hat toppers as I call them. So let's get started, shall we? So measure your head as you would have done, and you keep that aside. So you do a loop. I don't want this falling down onto the floor. So you do a loop. So you catch the thread and you pull it over and just pull up a loop. I'll do that again. Hopefully the camera catches it. And you just turn it over and grab the long loop. This part is fine, you can just cut it off later. So for the length of the piece, your head could be, you could be doing it for any person. Make sure you measure their head, because it'd be very good. If you don't have like a measuring tip or whatever, just use wool. So yeah, so for mine I'll be doing 47 loops, and it does not matter if it's uneven or even. It's not going to matter, because when you're attaching the ears, I'll explain that in the other video, so I don't get confused and explain it now. I'll explain it before I do the ears, because there will be, between the two ears, there will be a specific amount of stitching, and like I said, you don't actually have to worry about it, even if your stitches are uneven or even, it doesn't matter. So 47 stitches. So I come down here, so make sure that it's tight there. So to bring up a loop, you just turn around. I know some of people do these loops differently, but this is just the way that I do them. So I grab. I've actually seen people do it differently. So there is your loop. So you turn it around, and you grab it, and you make a loop. And you make them loose enough. Don't make them too loose and don't make them too tight, because it'll just get all weird on your head. So that's your first loop right there. We bring up another loop. Then we bring up another loop. And that's 3, 4, 5. Make sure they're loose. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. So what I'm gonna do for just the tutorial, I'm gonna stop there. So you guys, I'll be able to use the wool for the whole hat so I can show you. So I have 27 stitches, and this will be just for the tutorial. So again, you don't have to follow the amount of stitches that I'm doing. You do the stitches that would come to the size of the string that you made. So I'll fold it around and go into that first loop right there. I'll show you that again. The first loop, right at the stitching, right at the first one, right in there. And you grab your yarn and you pull through both of them. So you'll have a nice little circle. Nice little circle. Alright. So, fixing it there. There we go. So you do one stitch, or one slip stitch. So you pull it through there. And do that again. So this the stitch you have on the hook, make sure that they are even up. Because it's quite hard to get these. Some people might get it twisted, so be careful it's not twisted. So you slip stitch, you grab your yarn, and you just slip stitch through. And that's one. So, to make the first, I'm just looking at the information there that I wrote down so I don't miss anything. So, now we have to go into the same one you just did, right? It's the same one you just stitched into. So we're going to do a double crochet stitch. To do that, you have to yarn over and go in, grab, and you've got 3. I will show you that again. So you yarn over and you go straight into that first loop that you just went into, grab your yarn and pull it up. Now you've got 3. So to make it a double crochet, you yarn over again and you pull through 2 of those, and you are left with 2, and you yarn over again and then you pull through 2, and there is your first double crochet right there. We do that again into the next one and the whole way around, and make sure that you always count the stitches, to make sure that you're always, the amount that you start with is the amount that you should always have. So what did I say I had? I have 27, so I should have 27 still. So another one into the next one, yarn over, and you have 2, and you go into the next loop, then yarn over, then pull through, then yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, and pull through the second 2. So you've got 2 double crochets there now. Yarn over, go through, grab your yarn, pull through, then yarn over, pull through 2 of them, and yarn over again, pull through 2 of them. So now you've got 3. Needing some extra yarn. There we go. Yarn over to the next loop, yarn over, grab that yarn, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Now you've got 4. So there will be double crocheting, and then there will be, and once we get this done, there will be the ridging, and I'll show you the ridging. Now, I showed you on the actual hat where I said it was folded up. It was ridging. The ridging you would usually find like on a cuff of a jacket, so it'll be that type of little ridging that'll be on it. It will be thicker ridging, but yeah, I'll show you when I get to that. That'll be another one that you guys will learn if you don't already know it. So yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, and pull through. And that's 5. Pull through, and pull through. Yarn over, going in, pull through, and pull through. And again, always keep count of your stitches so you don't miss a loop, because that can happen, especially with black wool. Black wool is hard enough to use, but you'd have to be careful on counting the stitches. And again, keep them loose as well. Don't tighten them, because it will feel kind of funny on your head with the end of it all tight and the rest of it all just stretchy. You don't want that. I made that mistake before on one of the hat. Actually, no, not on that hat. I actually made another hat. It's like a beanie hat, and I made the end of the hat all tight. I'm not realizing. I think it was one of the first hats that I had made, and I made it all tight, and it actually wouldn't go over my head. It was quite funny. I had to take out the stitching just around the ridge of the hat, which is a nightmare if you've ever done a beanie or a hat before, where you don't start with a magic circle and you progress with the circle and then make the beanie. If you make the beanie like this and then progress upwards, the stitches are actually quite hard to get out, because you have to go backwards along the stitching, and it's an absolute nightmare, especially if you've done like that much of the hat and you really don't want to go back, and you just, because the hats do take a lot of time to make. But yeah, it's an absolute nightmare, so always be careful on the first part of the hat. And we're just over halfway there. I can't wait to see you guys making one of these. This is gonna be really cool. I have other projects as well that I will be showing you guys. I might do a tutorial on Hope in the Box, the little guy in the actual wind-up box, the little guy in it. I might do a tutorial if you guys want a tutorial on making like little keyring versions. But I got a lot of wool, thick wool, because I like thick wool, and I'm going to make like a big plushy version of him. So I might do a tutorial if you guys want it. I'll do a tutorial on the small one, but I can do it on the plushie as well, because that's one thing is an absolute nightmare, is having to write out all the instructions on like making something from small to really big. Like it can, like, having to increase all of them, all of the stitching, and you have to make sure that the increase is actually spot on, because if it's not spot on then you make a mistake. So uncertain things. That's why I was saying you guys don't have to actually worry about the stitching on this. Almost finished. Oh, what are you doing? There we go. And the last one. Now, so I'm hoping you guys see that. So now I'm on the last one. It's right there, I've done it. There is a little loop right up here. It's like a little V. I hope you guys can see it. I'll pop this through and see. There's two little loops right up at the top. Right up there. From the first one that you did. And you go through there. And you slip stitch. Yeah, there's the ridging of your hat done. You guys should be so proud. I could put this on a teddy. It's so small. So the next thing is, do I have to double crochet again? Alright. So I'll have to keep looking back just to make sure that I get it right for you guys. So you hit chain one. So you grab and you come in. And right, so here we go. So you've done this. This is the start of your ridging. So I'll do that again. You chain one from the loop. So you just grab the yarn and you just pull through, and you're just making a little loop. So you double crochet into there. Hi, I was looking back at the video that I have just done, and unfortunately, as I was doing this part of the video, the ridging, I realized that I was actually down here doing the recording and not actually up here. So you guys did not get to see that, so I will do it here. I'd literally a lot of it done. So I will go through the rest of the video and see if there's anything else that I need to kind of cut out of it. Unfortunately, mistakes were made, and I didn't realize I was up here. It was actually down here. So there is 2 sets of ridging done here, but I'll leave the other video run on and see what I have to take out of it and what I have to redo. And so there will be parts that I'm gonna chop off and then stick in if you actually didn't actually see me doing it properly. So I'm actually really upset. I'm sorry. Well, I mean, you guys didn't have to aren't going to go through that whole hour of not seeing any of the stitches, so kind of sorry to myself. So yeah, so I'll let it run on, but I'm going to just go through the part where I'm showing you how to do the ridging, so you guys will be able to continue the video. That was a fly, my bad. Right, so now that I am up here and I'm in scene, when you come off the double crochet and you're starting up the ridging, you well, I'll leave that part where you're attaching them, so it's fine. So I'm showing you back post and front post. So so you do your double crochet here into the same stitch. So you yarn over, you chain 1 first. If you saw that, you chain 1, you grab and you pull through, so you bring up a loop, so you chain, then yarn over and you go into that hole and grab your yarn and then do 1 double crochet right there. So to do the front post, and make sure the camera has it there so you guys can see it. You yarn over and you don't go in 2 stitches, which are here. You can see the little stitching. You go into the little holes that are beside each of them. Okay, so this double crochet will go with this double crochet underneath it, so you don't have to do anything there. You have to go into the next one. So there's 2 holes here, and then there's 2 stitch loops. So you do not go into the stitch loops, you go into the 2 holes. So for a front post, you yarn over, then you go to the 2 loops and bring this loop, or bring this post forward. So this is a front post, and then you do a normal double crochet. So you just grab your yarn and go through 2 and go through 2, and that forms your front post. To do a back post is similar, but you bring the post to the back. So you yarn over and go to the back, then go like you did with this part, the 2 holes. There's the hole here and a hole here. You bring it to the back. You grab and just do a normal, you finish a normal double crochet, and that will do your ridging. So again, yarn over, go through the 2 holes on either side and bring it to the front, yarn over, and then finish off a double crochet. And yarn over, do the same in the back, bring the post to the back, go through the 2 holes, yarn over, and then finish a double crochet. Yarn over, bring it to the front, and finish off a double crochet. Yarn over, go to the back, pull through, and finish off a double crochet. Again, front loop, double crochet, back loop, double crochet, front post, yarn over, back post, front post, back post, front post. No, forgot to yarn over. Excuse me. Yarn over, grab through, and finish. Yarn over, back post, yarn over, front post, 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 and yarn over, back post. For the last 2 stitches, yarn over through the holes, front post, and yarn over, and back post. Go through the holes and bring it to the back. And finish off with a double crochet. And you finish off with a slip stitch right up into the first loops. Excuse me, the first loops that you did there. You bring through, and then you bring through, and that makes a slip stitch. Now I will leave the rest of the video go on. I might pop that beside it and show you what this was meant to be and what I actually done, because I talk the whole way through it as well. So I'll chop parts of the them where I'm not actually showing it to you properly, because I did a whole hour. I did the whole video and then I look back at it because I actually can't see it because I'm using my phone. So I messed up there. So I know the start of it is clear enough to you guys. I know that some of the stitches I do show because I am up here, but I will let the whole video, I'll upload the whole video and I'll have to go through the whole video and see what parts of it is needs to be added in and needs to be shown to you clearly, because my fingers are actually hurting me. So yeah, I had this, you will see at the end of the video, I had 3 more stitches added onto this, so I had to take the whole thing apart and do the last row to show ye what I was doing. So, but yeah, I'll upload the whole video still, and I'll just throw in the clearer versions of it, because again, I'm talking through the whole video, so I'll do that. Okay, on to the rest of the video. Bring it together. Oh, you can actually make bracelets out of them as well. Ridged ones. They'd be nice. Might do a little tutorial on that. Just repeating exactly that. Making sure everything's recording. That's good. Alright. So, for the next one, you chain 1 and you do it again. You go yarn over and into that same stitch you do a double crochet, and then yarn over, and your next one is a front post. So you will continue that for this row, and then the next row you will start off with your double crochet and then going into straight away into a front post. This will make the ridging of the hat, so when you fold it up it'll be all ridged. Also, you don't have to do this ridging. I should have said that before I started. You don't actually have to do this ridging if you don't want to. You could just have done, you could just continue from the double crochet and just keep double crocheting. You don't have to do the front post and back post. You don't have to do the ridging whatsoever if you don't want to and you don't like the look of it. So if you were not to do the ridging, you would just do your double crochet, and then for when I do the row of ridging, you just do double crochet. Exactly how you did the first row, you could just keep doing it. So in total, there's three ridgings So there is your normal double crochet, which is your first row, then your second row to people who want to do the ridging. That's when you start the ridging. But if you don't want to do the ridging, your second row and your third row and your fourth row are all normal double crochets, and then you do 7 rows after that. So there's 10 rows in total just for the base of the hat. You can make that smaller if you want, if you think it'll be like too long, or you can add more if you want to. But for the people who want to do ridging, your first row is double crochet, and then your second, third, and fourth rows are ridging. Hope that makes sense. So we're going to go back straight into the ridging. Like I said, the 2 holes, not the loops, the 2 holes. So front, just like we did at the first one. Yarn over. You have to go into the back, because that is where your stitch is, and you do your normal double. Yarn over, come to the front, yarn over, go to the back. Yarn over and come to the front. Yarn over and go to the back. And this is your third row. But your second ridging row. Yarn over, come to the front. Yeah. It's your second row done. So you go into the stitch, not the hole, the stitch, grab, and pull through. Yeah. And that's your ridging. So if you want to, you can stop here for the ridging. You don't have to go any further with the ridging, and you can just continue on with normal double crochet. But for the hat that I did 3 rows of ridging and folded it up, because it's more snug on the head with the fold up of the ridging. So bring a loop, yarn over, go straight back in to that stitch, and do your normal double crochet. And again, yarn over, and you go straight for the first, which is the front, and do your double crochet. The back, go in the back, and your normal double crochet, yarn over in the front, and double crochet, yarn over in the back, and in the front. in the back, and finish your double crochet. Yarn over in the front, and finish your double crochet. I can do solo videos on specific stitches if you guys want me to as well. Let me know in the comments below. If you want me to do like a 3 or 4 minutes of just doing the ridging, if you don't get it here, I could do it slower on another video, and I can do single crocheting, double crocheting, half double crocheting, and all of the other ones if you want me to. It'll be only a couple of minutes long, but I can do that slip stitches and bringing up and dropping loops. There will be a decreasing round on the hat toppers. So for the ears, obviously to get the point, there'll be decreasing. I can do a decreasing video if you guys want me to as well. Decreasing on single crocheting and double crocheting and half double crocheting. I could do videos on how you decrease with those. So this is the back. And the front. And we are almost done. And I should have enough wool. I made the hat small enough because I have only one white, but I have the proper amount of black. So I ran and got a white one so I'd be able to show you guys better. But it's grand because I'm actually using them for another project. So if you guys haven't seen my TikTok videos, I don't think I posted them on YouTube yet. They're I make a lot of things. I'm doing jewelry at the moment, beaded jewelry, and yeah, so I can crochet a lot of different things. I do crochet, a lot of different things, and I am using this wool for another project. If you'd seen my TikTok, there is 2 videos up of dog head portraits. I have done one. I did one for my mother for Mother's Day. I did one of her little dog, and my nana's dog had passed away, and I did one of her dog. I think he was a crossbreed, but there was the picture. He's multicolored, like he's really long haired. I think it's the first one that I posted. But yeah, I the only thing that I had to remotely try and do identical to him was a fuzzy picture, because he was actually in the background of of a picture. So my uncle has a big dog, and my mother was taking a picture of the big dog, but spotted in the background the little dog. So it was pretty cute. But he came out really cool, and my nana loves him. But unfortunately, one of my other nana's dogs, he's really old, had to be put to sleep. So my mom has asked if I could try. Whoops. Always remember to yarn over. I have this constant I forget where I forget it every time that my mind is occupied by something else, and I'm doing stitching. I always forget the yarn over because I keep forgetting that I'm doing double crocheting. It's actually quite funny. But yeah, so he put to sleep. My mom wants me to do one of him, so there is parts of him that is white mixed with black. So the white is not a complete waste of time. So I said I thought it would be a good idea to use it for this tutorial before I actually have to use it. To cut it up to make the portrait. Yeah, and back, come out to me. There we go. And that's the last. Yep, we go into that V. There we go. And pull it through like a slip stitch. Perfect. So that is your ridging done. If you want to make the ridging bigger for when you fold it over up onto the hat, you can do that. You can do another row. You can do another row of ridging if you want, back post, front post, if you were to, like we did at the start of the other 3 rows. You my brain has stopped working. Sorry. You pull up a loop and double crochet into the same one, into the same stitch, not whole stitch. Then you start off with front post, back post, front post, back post, and continue on. So that'll be your other, or you can go back like 2, 3, 4 minutes and then just repeat that. But that's your ridging done. Also, for I did one of them for Christmas, but I did a Santa hat, and I actually used this ridging for the end of the Santa hat. So I could put up like different versions of hats. I like the ridging of the hat on the Santa hat. It's really nice, and you don't have to fold it up. It just sits nicely. Okay, right. If you are going to do another one, pause here. If you're going to do another row of sorry, there's something in my eye. If you're going to do another row of ridging, pause the video here, because I'm going to do the 7 rows now of just normal double crochet, and that would be the base of this done. And is it still recording? It is. Perfect. So you pull up a loop, yarn over, go back in, that's stitching. Why are you being so difficult? Give me 1 second and I just make sure that we have all the stitching. Yep. It's in here. I'm supposed to put it. Sometimes it's quite difficult. And there is your double crochet. So I should have, plunk it there. So that acts as your first one. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I know you're not gonna see this. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. Maybe I did that wrong. Just fine, because accidents happen. And mistakes happen. That is how we learn, is it not? So in here. Now, first stitch is there. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. Sometimes it's actually quite hard to see the stitching. So there we go, there's my 27. As it should be. Okay. So now we're going into every stitch. So we were doing back post, front post in the holes beside them. So now we're going into the stitching again. And we do that for 7 rows. So yarn over into the stitch as we did in the first row. Pull up a loop and just finish your double crochet. You just do 1 in every stitch. So if you started with 30 stitches, you should have 30 double crochets now. Yarn over, pull through, pull through. Go in, grab your yarn, pull over, pull through, and pull through. Yeah, unraveling the yarn. Ow. Yarn over, go in, pull up a loop, pull through, and pull through. Again, pull through, and pull through. Yarn over, grab your loop, pull through, pull through. And you can also make like different colors as well. You can put different colors in. You can like put it. It'd be difficult to do it half black, half white because of the ridging. But I might do a tutorial on I might do a tutorial on that. With if you were to do like half black, half white kind of thing. That'd be cool. I might do a tutorial on that, on switching switching wool. So you do this for 7 rows. So you'll have 10 rows in total for the base. And I think I'll have enough, yeah. what I usually do is I write down like 7 little lines and just mark off the line every time that I do a row. Makes it easier so you will remember. Little tips for the beginners, for any of you that have never touched a wool, a yarn, or a crocheting hook ever. I'm hoping that I did the tutorial slow enough for you guys so everyone will get a chance to make one of these. And that is the last stitch of this row. So just pop it through. And there you go. You can see it. So you do, that's your 5th row. So you go up to 10. So this is your first row of double crochet. So you do 7 in total of this. Makes it 10 in total rows that you've done for the base. So what I'll do is I will do 2 more rows just for the tutorial, because make sure that you guys actually end up with 10 rows. Or if it's too long, you can do 9 rows. If it's too short and you want it longer, you can do 11, 12 rows. But for the tutorial, because you guys know that for the hat that I've made, I've done 10 rows in total. I'll do 2 more, and then I will go on to the hat topper. So I'll go straight into the ears. So to do your next row, pull up a loop, and you do this for the next 6 rows. Yarn over, go into the same stitch, and do your double crochet. And then we yarn over, go into the next stitch, and do your double crochet. And again in the next stitch, and the next stitch. And you keep going until you have 7 of those rows, or again 6 rows or 8 rows. But if you want it exact like mine, it's 10 rows. 10 rows in total. This is for the ridging. If you've done 1 normal double crochet, then 3 ridging crochet, basically. I call it ridging crochet. And then 7 double crochets on top of that. And that's your base done. Right, so this is the end of the tutorial for the Jack in the Box hat, inspired by JHopes Jack in the Box. And this is just the base. Like I said, my brain is shut down again. Like I said, the hat toppers or the ears, excuse me, will be in the next video. So do not go anywhere and go straight onto the video. The next video, the hat topper one, and I will go through all the information for that one. And yeah, so just to recap, your loops that you measured your head with, remember, and the first row is double crochet, second row is back post, front post, or as I call it, ridging. The third and the fourth rows are also ridging or back post, front post. The fifth row, fourth row, the fifth row is double crochet. The sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, and 10th rows are also double crochet. And that is your base of the hat done. And what I was saying at the start with the folding up, so obviously this is a bit smaller, so you'd be able to, on your hat, we'll be able to fold it up and it would still look just as good. Might be a tiny little gap back here, but that doesn't matter. Just the ridging. Not even really a little gap. But there you go. So, don't go anywhere. Click straight onto the next video. And you can choose. Or you can choose a different hat topper. Or hat ears. If any of the other videos have went up, they should have. I have to write out the information for all of them because I know there's a lot of tutorials that use them as add-ons. So you'd have to like finish up the hat and then add the ears on. So that's not what I want to do. I want to use this as a base and then continue up making the ears. That's what I want to do. So it'll make it easier for you guys instead of having to finish the whole hat and then do like circles for Mickey Mouse ears, where you can just continue on up the hat. So yes, that is this tutorial done. I will do a thin wool tutorial if you guys want me to do that. It'll be similar to this one. What I'll do is I can do, yes, thin wool. I could do the, because it would be more stitches, more loops, and I'll do the same. I'll separate them, so there will be one like playlist for thick wool, so it'll be a thick wool base and thick wool ear toppers or hat toppers, and then I'll do a separate playlist for thin wool base, hat base, and then thin wool hat toppers. So in case you guys don't like the bulky wool, I'll do a thin wool. I'll do thin wool as well. And I could do other tutorials, like I said, throughout the video. If you want to make something and you are not quite sure on the information on how to write it up or whatever, you can ask and I can try write out and do a tutorial on it. and giving you all the information. So yeah, that's this one done, and I go straight on to the next video. Straight there, just run. And I will see you in the next one.